everything and anything. But in discussion, you have a certain topic or theme you talk about and you tell your opinion, whether you disagree, whether you agree with them, and so on and so forth. Next. What is an effective group discussion? The literal definition of a group discussion is obvious: a critical conversation about a particular topic, or perhaps a range of topics, conducted in a group of a size that allows participation by all members. So, so a group discussion is basically two or more people, usually more because it's a group, uh, conducting a argument or maybe just a normal chill discussion about a certain topic or topics, usually with a goal to achieve or a solution to achieve. Not only discussing with it, but every discussion is different. Depends on the theme and on the circumstances. Is it formal or is it non-formal? A group of two or three generally doesn't need a leader to have a good discussion, but once the number reaches 5 or 6, a leader or facilitator can often be helpful. When the group numbers 8 or more, a leader or facilitator, whether formal or informal, is almost always helpful in ensuring an effective discussion. So if you have learned discussion or debate in Indonesian, it's not much different. It's basically the same. So we call them facilitator, leader, or moderator, maybe. Usually, for just informal and casual discussion about 2 or 3 people, that's you don't need one, because it's a small group of people. It's if more efficient. But when it comes to 5 up, you need one because there will be people that disagree with your opinion. Ada yang nggak setuju lah, setuju dengan opini kamu atau ada yang setuju dengan opini kamu, dan itu gampang banget terjadi clashes of arguments. If clashes of arguments is not conducted efficiently and well, it will turn into judgment, bukan lagi argument. Itu malah jadinya personal judgment gitu. That's why facilitator or moderator or leader is needed to ensure the smooth discussion. And yeah, next. Okay, so a group discussion is a type of meeting, but it differs from the formal meetings in a number of ways. So there's slight difference, but they're kind of the same species, if you would say. So it may not have a specific goal. Group discussions are just a group kicking around ideas on a particular topic. And then it's less formal, may have no time constraints or structured order or agenda. And its leadership is usually less directive than that of a meeting. And lastly, it emphasizes process or the consideration of ideas over product. So the word discussion, diskusi itu kan bisa dibilang luas ya artinya. Debat bisa termasuk diskusi, meeting termasuk diskusi, meeting bukan meeting kayak rapat formal, rapat plato gitu-gitu itu juga termasuk diskusi kan. So the word discussion is very wide, but in here we specify on the less informal and more of like sharing ideas type of discussion. That's why tadi aku bilang usually beberapa itu mempunyai specific goal, tapi untuk yang kita bahas hari ini enggak. Just kalau kalian ingin membagi ide kamu or want to share your opinion, or you're trying to figure out something together with your friends, that's what a group discussion is. And then gak ada time constraints. Jadi biasanya kalau in rapat, in a meeting, itu biasanya kan ada time constraint ya. Mungkin 30 menit untuk membahas topik A, nanti 30 menit untuk membahas topik B. But in a group discussion, informally, itu nggak ada. Karena pokoknya intinya kita ingin membahas sesuatu. We don't have any specific time constraints. atau bahkan di struktur kayak pembukaan, terus isi, argumentasi, dan lain-lain. We don't really have those in informal discussions. Its leadership is usually less directive than that of a meeting. Maksudnya itu apa? Biasanya kalau dalam meeting atau formal atau bahkan dalam debat, itu pasti moderator atau leader yang mengarahkan. Misalnya, right, this will be the opening speech, blah, 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 blah. Terus opening speech, and then they would say, right, to the pros group, you may deliver your speech, gitu-gitu. So they directed. Tapi kalau in informal, mereka cuman, oke, silakan yang mau berbagi ide, yang mau menumpahkan kritik, silakan. Dan mungkin mereka bakal, oke, that's enough, boleh lanjut ke yang lain, gitu aja. Enggak every time they directed it. No, it's just a bit of direction biar enggak bingung membersnya. And lastly, it emphasizes process, the consideration of ideas over product. In formal discussions such as meeting, debates, etc., mereka itu intinya itu untuk mencapai suatu solusi atau mencapai suatu produk. But in informal discussion, they're just going to share some ideas. You know, they prioritize the process kayak, okay, ide dari grup A apa, ide dari grup B apa, ide dari orang C apa, ide dari orang D apa, and disatukan menjadi sebuah proses kan. They don't need to, okay, we need to get a conclusion, we need to summarize all of this. No, they're just, okay, now I know what you think about this. Okay, now I know why you don't agree with me, gitu. Next, Kak. So how do you lead a group discussion? So I think it's important for everyone to know how to lead a group discussion because kita nggak pernah tahu. Karena group discussion itu bisa dibilang it's an everyday thing, even though kalian cuma hang out sama teman-teman dan ngomong-ngomong cerita-cerita curhat biasa, it's still a discussion, right? So I think it's important for all of you to understand how to properly lead or guide them in a group discussion. So first and foremost, set the stage. It's important. It's like set the atmosphere or the ambience. Misalnya, kalian cuma hang out. So don't be someone that's like, okay, sekarang aku mau pendapat kamu. No, it's not like that. Atau jangan bilang, okay, argumentasi kamu atau curhat kamu tuh irrelevant, ganti ke yang lain. No, don't say that. You have to know the atmosphere. Okay, we're just hanging out. Silahkan cerita sepuas hati. Tell all your problems and whatnot. Dan ketika kamu dipilih untuk something more formal like a debate or a meeting, don't do the exact opposite. Misalnya mulai and then you're like, yeah, silakan semua ceritakan whatever you want to say. Well, that's not professional, right? You're in a formal situation, you're in a formal atmosphere. Seharusnya kalian berlagak seperti moderator yang formal gitu. Jadi you have to set the stage. Okay, is this formal? Is this informal? Or is this a little bit formal but not really? Gitu. Secondly, bring materials to help the discussion along. Jangan mentang-mentang kamu the leader or the facilitator dan role kamu itu hanya untuk nge-guide, kamu nggak berkontribusi apapun dalam material atau discussionnya. No, you still have the role to bring materials on your behalf untuk kamu sendiri. Karena nanti pastinya kita nggak pernah, we never know what will happen in the discussion. Misalnya tiba-tiba kalian menghadapi jalan buntu, and you didn't prepare anything. You can't, then you're not a good leader because you're just going to sit there and do nothing. Tapi kalau misalnya kamu bawa material sendiri untuk dikaji bersama-sama, misalnya, yang lain pada jalan buntu nih, they don't have any ideas or critics to give, then you can, share your materials and said like, okay, I found this in the material. Do you guys want to talk about it? Or is there anything wrong with this? Because I think there is. So involve yourself in the discussion too. And bring materials because you're the leader. Everyone wants to know what you think because you're the one guiding them. If you don't even know apa yang dibicarakan atau bahkan kamu nggak familiar dengan topiknya, you can't be a good leader then. Oke, kita lanjut. Ketiga, become familiar with the purpose and content of of the discussion. Ini nggak jauh beda sama yang poin pertama, set the stage. Kamu harus familiar dulu dengan alasan kenapa diskusi ini diadakan. Apakah alasannya itu hanya untuk curhat-curhat biasa, atau maybe emang ada masalah dan kalian ingin mencari solusi, or you guys are doing a project and you want everyone to share their ideas. You need to set a clear purpose or goals, karena it's very very easy untuk melenceng dari tujuan, apalagi kalau misalnya udah bersama-sama kan kita kadang nggak ingat waktu dan akhirnya malah ngegibah lah atau talk about other things that is not related to the topic, right? So understand the topic, understand the purpose of you're doing. Okay, misalnya kalian lagi hangout, berarti kan purpose-nya ya udah kita curhat-curhat santai aja. Let's just chill out and talk about our problems. It's nothing serious. Just share your feelings and get to know each other more. Okay, but then kalau misalnya kamu ada project kelas, terus kamu yaudah kita hari ini diskusi, but you don't exactly know what's the purpose of this discussion. There is chances that kalian cuma ngomongin projectnya cuman kayak 20 menit and then sejam itu hanya untuk bercanda-canda ria. Akhirnya there are some things that you didn't discuss and you're confused and then you cannot maximize your discussion to help your project gitu. Jadi always know your purpose, always know the topic, dan stay in it. Kayak memang gampang banget untuk habis selesai, misalnya menurut kamu udah selesai nih, oke kita udah mengkaji semuanya kok, terus you chat with others, you joke around, and then you realize, oh wait, there are some things I forgot to say, or I forgot to deliver, or we forgot to discuss, but everyone is already tired, kita udah ngomong banyak banget, ketawa ketiwi, kita udah lelah, jadi bakal nggak efektif kalau tiba-tiba mulai diskusi serius lagi. So that's why it's important. And then fourth is put people at ease. No matter the atmosphere, no matter if it's formal, informal, if it's between formal and informal, you have to put people at ease. No pressure. Kamu nggak bisa, sebagai leader, you have to be neutral. You cannot favor side one over another. Kamu nggak bisa pilih kasih lah istilahnya. Just cause mungkin tim A itu teman kamu, tim B itu bukan. Terus kalian istilahnya lebih pro sama tim A, padahal kalian tuh harusnya netral. You guys are the leader. You need to respect, you need to take into account everyone's opinion and argument. No matter apakah mereka teman kamu atau mereka bahkan stranger, you have to put people at ease, no pressure. Misalnya, kalian lagi diskusi. Okay, this is a formal discussion. And then, grup A itu sudah menyampaikan pendapat. Tanpa aba-aba kamu, grup B tiba-tiba membantah. Okay? Tapi si grup B ini teman kamu. You cannot just like, okay, group B, that's enough. Or let them do whatever they want. So, grup A-nya bakal merasa tertekan gitu. Ini kenapa grup B tiba-tiba boleh ngebantah, padahal kan there is no announcement dari si leadernya kan. No, you can't do that. You have to be neutral. Bilang, I'm sorry, group B, but this is not your time yet. Please proceed to sit down and I'll lead you when it's time gitu. Nggak boleh pilih kasih, dan kalian juga nggak boleh put pressure. Kalian boleh komen, but secukupnya aja. Dan nggak boleh, misalnya menurut kamu si grup A ini argumentasinya tuh it's not correct atau melenceng dari topik. Kamu nggak boleh bilang, okay, I think group A is a bit off today, or I think group A performance is not right today. You cannot say that. You're just the leader. Walaupun kamu mempunyai tempat tinggi, posisi tinggi, that doesn't mean you can bring down your groups or other group. So put people at ease. Make an atmosphere that everyone is comfortable in sharing their opinion and ideas. Karena beberapa orang kan masih ragu-ragu untuk memberikan opini mereka, dan kamu harus membuat atmosfer yang bikin mereka, okay, I think it's okay to share my opinion. I'm comfortable enough gitu. And lastly, involving all the participants. Ini seperti yang aku baru banget omongin tadi, beberapa kan masih malu-malu atau mereka nggak yakin, ini opini aku valid gak ya, relevan gak ya. Tapi yang paling penting dalam sebuah diskusi itu, everyone's opinion, the participants' opinion. Karena tanpa itu, ya it's not a discussion then. Makanya, if you see someone that's like a bit too scared or, unsure of giving their opinion, it's okay for you to encourage them. Kayak, mungkin member si A dari grup C bisa memberikan argumentasinya in a good way ya, jangan di pressure kayak, coba grup C, nah don't do that, just say, maybe person A would like to give your argument or your opinion, and always, always, always thank them setelah mereka memberikan argumentasi, always thank them. So, you have to involve all the participants. Mungkin ada satu yang, aku mau dengerin aja deh, I don't want to, I don't want to be active participant. I want to be a passive one. Aku cuma pengen dengerin aja. You have to involve them in a good way. You reach out to them. Do you have any problems? Maybe would you like to share your opinion? Would you like to share your ideas? Dan berikan mereka waktu gitu untuk memikirkan, because mostly orang-orang seperti itu tuh mereka shy atau mereka tidak biasa menjadi pusat perhatian kan. So that's what being a good leader is. You have to involve everyone and make everyone comfortable. Lanjut, Kak Sophie. We're going to go for the do's and don'ts for discussion leader. So the do one is, first and foremost, use encouraging body language and tone of voice. Seperti yang tadi aku sering bilang, harus profesional. Walaupun cuman kayak chatting atau curhat-curhat, kamu harus menunjukkan kalau aku di sini sebagai leader dan aku netral. Aku nggak ngejudge, I'm not judging anyone, and I'm encouraging all of you to share. So misalnya jangan kayak duduk kayak gini, terus kayak ya silakan grup A, go ahead group B. No, it seems like you're not interested in any of the topics or the argumentations. Dan partisipan yang melihat juga kayak, nih kok, why is the leader not interested? Like you're supposed to lead us. Why do you look so uninterested? Tapi kalau misal kalian tegak atau enggak nada tone-nya friendly gitu, kan nada kita kan juga menyesuaikan ya. Misalnya informal kayak, yaudah si A ada masalah apa, share aja nanti dibantu kok. That's for informal. But it's formal. Go ahead, group B. You may now present your argumentation. Nada kalian itu seperti mengajak, tapi tidak mempressure. Kayak nada kalian tuh senang untuk mendengar argumentasi mereka. Because, you get to hear a lot of opinions, which is great, right? Secondly, give positive feedback for joining the discussion. Atau in short, selalu apresiasi. Maupun menurut kamu argumentasi dia tuh nggak valid, nggak sesuai fakta, or something else, always appreciate. Because it takes a lot of courage to actually, tell your opinion in public. Atau mungkin ke orang banyak. Karena ya, everyone makes mistakes. And probably there is a mistake in our arguments, but kita nggak pernah tahu betapa lamanya orang itu menyiapkan argumen mereka. So, as a leader, we have to appreciate. Even though it's just some simple words like, thank you for your argument, you may now sit down, or I really like your argument, thank you. Let's proceed to another participant. Something like that. Itu kan cuma bilang, blah, 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 thank you, dikit thank you, but it makes a big difference, I, as a participant, if my leader said that, I would feel really proud of myself for actually sharing my opinion daripada aku cuman diem duduk dengerin. But because of their words, encourage me to, okay, maybe I did the right thing of sharing my opinion. And third, be aware of people's reactions and feelings and try to respond appropriately. Seringkali ketika kita mengadakan diskusi yang mungkin sedikit formal atau mengangkat topik yang a bit conflict, an important topic, it turns into judging. Misalnya kita mengangkat topik-topik berat seperti politics or social issues and something like that. There's always people who disagree with us, right? And it's very easy to turn argumentation into judging. Maybe they will say, I don't think your argumentation is relevant to this topic. And that's not okay. That's personal judgment, and then they could say, I don't think you learn enough from, or I don't think you researched enough for this topic. And that's not okay. That is not an argumentation. That is judging. Dan kita sebagai leader harus lihat, okay, orang ini merasa tertekan, atau orang ini sudah nggak suka dengan jalannya diskusi ini. We have to stop them, you know. Be polite. Jangan tiba-tiba, nggak boleh ngomong itu. No, don't say that. Be like, excuse me, but I think our time is up. Let's move on to another. Or you can remind them, but jangan dituju ke orangnya. Misalnya kayak, hey, I don't think you can do that. Don't say that. You can just say, please remind yourself to be kind and deliver argumentation and not personal judgment. So it applies to everyone, not just one person. You know, you have to act fast. Karena kadang kelihatan kan, yang ini tuh udah merasa tertekan atau tidak enak dengan bantahan grup lain atau dengan omongan orang lain, partisipan lain, and you know, they suddenly don't want to participate anymore. They're just going to hear them because they don't feel comfortable. That's why you have to get in there and say, okay, let's keep everything neutral, okay? We're just sharing. We're not here to bring down anyone, to look down on anyone. Kita di sini untuk belajar, bukan untuk menjatuhkan. And then lastly, ask open-ended questions. Jangan menanyakan pertanyaan yang menyudut. Open-ended questions is something, itu adalah pertanyaan yang nggak bisa dijawab dengan yes or no. It needs an explanation, which is great. Karena kalian bisa membuat mereka yang nggak mau ngomong, jadi ngomong gitu. Misalnya, mereka habis deliver their arguments, and then you said, thank you for your arguments. May I ask you a question of why did you think that way? Or what makes you believe your opinion? Or no, what makes you believe that this blah, 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 blah? You know, berarti kan mereka harus, okay, and then they have to explain a little bit more if there is time, gitu. Karena itu kan tidak menyudut. You're not saying they're wrong, you're not saying they're right, you just want to know why. That's why ask open-ended questions gitu. Karena itu melihat, okay, the leader is very engaging. The leader wants to know, not only lead, but they want to know what really is going on. Okay, that's all from me. Silahkan Kak Sophie.
Okay, wait. I need to share my screen first. Can you see it now? Can you see the screen that I'm sharing?
Yes, Kak.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. This is, Nara already explained about the do's, and I'm going to explain you about the don'ts. Number 1, don't let one or a small group of individuals dominate the discussion. This is actually pretty self-explanatory, especially when you're a facilitator of a discussion. It's very important that you appreciate everyone there and appreciate their opinion, because you need to really be wise when it comes to a facilitator, because you will see someone agrees with your opinion and maybe someone disagreeing with your opinion, and I think it's pretty normal. So if you're being a facilitator one day, you need to let everyone talk, give the same chance to everyone, because it's important. Don't let one point of view override others. If we're having a discussion right now, maybe for example, Nara and I are talking about online learning, for example, and Nara disagree with my opinion, And then after that, I didn't like her because she's stating something that contradicts my opinion. And maybe I'm trying to make everyone think the way I think. And I pushed the facilitator to like, okay, let's just talk about what I'm thinking about this topic. It's not wise, and it's not going to be a great discussion, because in discussion we need to hear everybody, give the same chance to everybody to speak their minds. Number three, don't assume that someone from a particular culture, race, or background speaks for everyone else from that situation. Actually, it's pretty much the same. Number one, number two, number three, actually pretty much the same. But yeah, the point is that if you're a facilitator one day, or maybe if you're in a discussion, you need to appreciate them, appreciate their opinion, and respect their time, actually, because it's pretty important to listen to them, let them speak, let them have their own time to speak their mind, expressing their opinions, and do not get into that sensitive topic like religion, culture, race, because it's pretty sensitive. Nggak semua orang suka membicarakan yang berhubungan dengan hal-hal seperti itu, dan kita membahas tentang the three of those, terus jadinya mungkin nanti jadi runyam mungkin. Jadi it's pretty self-explanatory though, karena kita mau mengadakan discussion in every language, itu pasti do's and don'ts-nya hampir sama. Ground rules. Okay, let's move on to the ground rules. Okay, what is ground rules? The ground rules of a group discussions are the guidelines that help to keep the discussion on track and prevent it from deteriorating into name-calling or simply argument. The point of discussion is actually we're talking to several people and then brainstorming maybe. The important thing is that we have to respect them. Like point number one, everyone should treat everyone else with respect. No emotional outbursts and no accusations. We have to put our emotional outbursts aside, and we should treat everyone else with respect. It doesn't matter how old they are. Maybe you don't like the person who's currently speaking, but you should respect them when it comes to discussion, because you want it to be professional, right? You don't want to be childish. Nggak mau jadi orang yang bawa masalah pribadi ke ranah umum, right? Lanjut. Number two, no arguments directed at people, only at ideas and opinions. Sebenarnya sama aja sih, karena intinya adalah ketika kita lagi mengutarakan pendapat itu kan kita pasti nanti ada yang hitam, ada yang putih, ada yang yes, ada yang no. Dan ketika misalkan ada yang disagree atau ada yang tidak setuju dengan kita, terus kita langsung kayak point out the people, kayak ya dia tuh gara-gara dia atau apalah gitu. Lagi dia juga kenapa dia harus mengutarakan pendapat seperti itu, misalkan we're basically blaming the person, itu malah akan menyebabkan keributan ya kayaknya kalau kita kayak gitu. Number three, don't interrupt. This is very important, especially a discussion with more than 4 people, I guess. Because when it comes to a big group discussion, like a focus group discussion, we need to actually listen to them one by one. And maybe at some point we got bored. Because, well, actually, it's normal if you get bored because of a group discussion. It feels like, oh my god, when it's gonna end. Tapi ya jangan sampai kita menginterupsi orang lain karena kita mau cepet-cepet gitu. Atau misalkan if we have something really urgent to do, for example, if we want to go to the restroom, or you got a urgent phone call and you have to leave the discussion for a little while, you should raise your hand politely and then apologizing for interrupting, and then tell the facilitator or whoever leads the group discussion that you're going to leave the group discussion for a little while. Number 4, respect the group's time and try to keep your comments reasonably short and to the point. Actually, your opinion doesn't have to be short. If you want to elaborate more, then I think it's okay, it's fine. But you need to remember that every person has their own time when they're about to speak their minds, like when they want to express the opinions. Sometimes the facilitator said that, okay, you got 15 minutes. For example, you got 15 minutes to express your opinions, or maybe you want to state a disagreement or anything else. But you need to always remember that you have to respect everyone's time there. Time is money, whatever. But you have to really pay attention to your time. Jangan sampai orang tuh sampai kayak, nih orang ngomong nggak selesai, misalnya kayak gitu. Yang penting, if you have any point, you state it well. Number 5, consider all comments seriously. This is very important, especially when we're about to have a discussion with our friends and we know them one by one, and we know them that they're playful, we know them that they like to joke. But when it comes to discussion, you need to be professional, I guess, especially a formal group discussion, a formal one. You need to be professional and you need to consider all comments seriously, because even though the comments or the opinions comes from the person who likes to joke, or it comes from the person who likes to be playful, I guess, it's still important. It's still an opinion. It's still, the opinion matters. That's the point. Don't be defensive if someone disagrees with you. Okay, this is a pretty self-explanatory, but there are several things that maybe some people forget about having a discussion. It's not having people with the same point of view as us in a group. Having a discussion is that we brainstorm, we share our minds, we express our minds, and because as a human being, we have a different mindset, we have a different opinion, we have a different feelings. And when someone disagrees with us, I think it's pretty normal. And you don't have to get all wild up and get angry, or you feel like this person is discriminating you because their opinion disagrees with you. So, I mean, someone disagrees with you. So, yeah, you gotta respect everyone in the group, guys. Okay, it's just an alternative before we try to do a discussion. This is ways to say I think. Karena kan intinya adalah ketika kita belajar discussion itu kan belajar discussion how to speak your minds in English. Karena kalau dalam bahasa Indonesia kita pasti udah bisa lah gitu intinya. Tapi kadang karena keterbatasan kata-kata, kadang kita bingung mau merangkai kata-kata gimana, jadinya kita bingung nih kira-kira mau ngomong apa nih di waktu kita pada saat kita lagi dikasih waktu untuk ngomong. Nah ini ada nih daripada cuman I think, itu ada banyak substitute kayak in my opinion online learning is actually effective misal. Atau if you ask me about apa gitu. Misalkan if you ask me about the COVID-19 apa gitu. Atau the way I see it. Sebenarnya ini kalau di Google tuh banyak. Cuman kadang kalau pas kita lagi discussion tuh tiba-tiba ngeblank gitu. Kayak kepikirannya cuma ngomong I think aja kan. Ya itu kita biasakan aja gitu. Kalau misalnya kita sering-sering ikut discussion, kita ikut grup focus group discussion. Jadi kita terbiasa untuk mengutarakan pendapat kita dalam bahasa Inggris. bisa juga as far as I can see, atau as far as I'm concerned, terus I feel, terus I honestly believe that from my point of view, I assume, I consider, to me, it is my view, to my way of thinking, dan masih banyak lagi. Cuma biasanya sih yang orang-orang pakai itu kayak misalkan, in my opinion, itu yang paling sering, in my opinion, to state that this is really your opinion. Terus, I honestly believe that, itu juga sering. Tapi kalau misalkan kayak, apa ya, I consider that, terus to my way of thinking, itu biasanya ada di formal discussion. Jadi kalau misalkan kita lagi ngobrol sama teman-teman nih, kalau misalkan kita ngobrol, gimana ya menurut kalian tentang ini belajar online ini gitu. Itu kan semacam belajar discussion santai ya, bukan yang discussion formal gitu. Jadi biasanya kalau orang-orang yang ngobrol pakai bahasa Inggris tuh biasanya pakai, well, if you ask me, I'd rather choose offline learning than online learning. Misalnya. Atau biasanya nih yang sering dipakai nih kayak, I feel like gitu. Itu kata kalimat yang sering dipakai English speaker, maksudnya bukan English native speaker ya, tapi orang-orang barat untuk bilang bisa, I feel like I want to do apa today. Oke, lanjut. How to express opinions. Nah, I got this from a source. I will share the presentation later. I will include the source too, so that you can search it yourself. Karena masih banyak nih yang kayak gini. Cuma ini aku dan Naura tampilin yang kira-kira relatable sama expressing opinions. Oke, ini kan jadi kalau misalnya kita lagi mau diskusi gitu ya. When it comes to expressing opinions, you might say an opinion from yourself, like personal point of view, or maybe you get that opinion because you know the information from somewhere else. Kayak misalkan baca buku, baca jurnal, itu namanya general point of view. Tapi kalau ini tuh adalah personal point of view. Gimana nih Kak caranya ngomongnya nih, awal-awalnya gimana nih? Nah, ini kita bisa ngomong nih, I've seen or noticed or observed that blah blah blah. Tapi biasanya lebih sering I've noticed that online learning is actually blah 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 blah. I just don't think it's right that. Nah, jadi I just don't think it's right that itu sebenarnya bisa dipakai untuk disagreeing sebenarnya. Tapi biasanya kalau ngomong I just don't think it's right that, itu biasanya untuk yang discussion yang informally, karena kalau yang formally itu terlalu santai bahasanya. Nanti ada yang gimana caranya yang formal. One argument in favor of blah 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 is that blah 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 blah. Nah, kalau yang ini biasanya ada di formal discussion karena dia lebih terstruktur dan kata-katanya juga lebih nggak biasa di daily. Terus yang keempat, in my experience. Nah, ini bukan cerita tentang kayak experience yang kayak teman-teman kemarin ya, cuma maksudnya ini dalam artian in my experience itu adalah misalnya kita lagi ngomongin tentang apa ya, misalnya kita lagi ngomongin tentang COVID nih, misalkan gimana nih menurut kamu tentang COVID, terus kamu bisa ngomong in my experience, misalnya experience saya itu bisa dalam artian pernah mengalaminya sendiri atau misalkan pernah melihat itu di zaman dulu gitu, atau di masa lampau gitu, kayak maybe in my experience I saw someone bla 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 gitu. Jadi nggak mesti yang harus dialami sendiri. As far as I'm concerned juga sama aja. Nah, personally I think itu sebenarnya personally itu untuk mempertegas aja sih, untuk bilang ke teman-teman diskusi bahwa hey, this is my personal point of view gitu. Nah, yang keempat nih, I'd like to point out that ini biasanya adalah untuk gini, to clarify your points. Misalkan kamu udah ngomong panjang, terus itu caranya untuk okay, this is what I'm trying to say to you, listen up gitu. Nah, itu I'd like to point out that di situ kamu mulai to state your point, so that from 5 minutes speech, misal 5 minutes, and then orang-orang mungkin agak terlalu susah ya, kayak ini apa ya, ini intinya gitu. Jadi kamu bisa bilang dengan I'd like to point out that speaking for myself, nah itu sebenarnya ini kalau misalkan teman-teman sering baca buku biasanya ada nih kalau misalnya lagi conversation terus kayak ya speaking for yourself atau speaking for myself tuh speaking for myself itu ya hampir sama kayak in my opinion. I tend to think that sama tapi itu ada substitute kata-katanya gitu. Jadi nggak cuman I think tapi misalkan I tend to think that atau misalkan aku sih biasanya nah kayak gitu biasanya. I am sure, I am certain, I'm convinced that bla bla bla. Nah, di sini kalau I am sure, certain, I'm convinced itu adalah gimana ya kalau misalnya teman-teman mau mengemukakan sesuatu yang kayak I'm really really sure kebenarannya itu sangat amat tidak diragukan lagi and you're 100% sure that that is right, your opinion based on something reliable misalkan itu kalian bisa ngomong I'm convinced that online learning actually brings benefit apa gitu. Oke. Nah, yang ini nih general point of view. Nah, ini kalau tadi kan kalau misalnya kita lagi melakukan sebuah diskusi itu kan nggak pasti semuanya itu datang dari kita. Ada yang kita belajar dari orang lain, ada yang kita baca buku gitu. Nah, gimana nih untuk membedakan antara personal point of view sama general point of view? Nah, kalau general point of view ini adalah kita misalkan ngomong kayak gini. It is thought that some people say that it is considered it is generally accepted that blah 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 blah. Jadi itu ini hanya kayak starternya aja gimana kalian mau mengemukakan dan ngasih tahu teman-teman di diskusi kalau hey listen up ini bukan personal point of view aku, ini adalah yang aku dapat dari aku baca-baca misalkan. Nah, terus disagreeing with an opinion. Nah, ini disagreeing with opinion ini sebenarnya lebih banyak dibahas nih daripada agreeing karena kalau agreeing kan kita tidak usah biasanya kalau misalkan kita agreeing sama orang lain kan artinya kita kayak oh iya ya kamu setuju aku juga setuju gitu jadi vibe-nya itu adalah bahagia biasanya kan karena wow we're literally in the same page gitu dalam artian kita tuh ternyata sama-sama setuju dalam hal yang sama kayak gitu. Nah, tapi kalau disagreeing itu kan sometimes we feel like why are you disagreeing with me? Misalnya kayak gitu. Ada perasaan kayak gitu lah kayak kok beda sih nih? Ya, makanya biasanya tuh sering diajarin tuh gimana sih caranya kita untuk disagree sama orang tapi nggak kasar-kasar atau nggak menyinggung orang gitu. I'm sorry to disagree with you, but blah, blah, blah. I'm afraid I have to disagree. Itu sebenarnya kalau misalkan kalau kita lagi ngobrol nih ya, ini nggak cuma harus ada kata-kata disagree. Misalkan that's not entirely true. Tapi ngomong kayak gitu tuh biasanya buat sama teman-teman sendiri sih. Ini on the contrary, nah kalau ini biasanya ada di formal discussion. I'm not so sure about that. Biasanya kalau misalkan ini aku ngomongin yang discussion dalam artian kita ngobrol ya. Kita ngobrol sama orang-orang teman-teman di kehidupan sehari-hari. Biasanya ngomongnya kayak gini. Well that's not true gitu. Terus atau misalkan kayak yang terakhir tuh I'm not so sure about that. Actually I'm not so sure about your opinion atau I'm not so sure about your I'm not so sure about that gitu. Atau gini, I don't think we're in the same page. Itu adalah apa ya? Kata-kata yang sering orang bilang dulu. Aku karena belum rajin baca buku ya, jadi kayak nggak ngerti gitu. Maksudnya apa sih? Kita nggak ada dalam sama halaman. Maksudnya apa? And then I search it up on Google. Oh, oke. Jadi kata-kata ini artinya adalah ketika kamu mau ngomong ya, ketika kamu mau ngomong tanpa pakai kata-kata disagree, kamu bisa ngomong nih, misalkan kamu nggak setuju sama ibu kamu misalkan, atau misalkan nggak setuju sama teman kamu. Unfortunately, I think we're not in the same page. Kita tuh dalam artian tidak di sama halaman yang sama tuh artinya kita tidak setuju gitu. Atau misalkan kayaknya kita tuh ngomongin sesuatu yang berbeda deh, itu juga bisa ngomong yang, I think we're not in the same page gitu, kamu ngomongin A, aku ngomongin B gitu. Kayak kita nggak klop deh gitu kalau di bahasa Indonesianya. Oke, what should I say to explain my point? Jadi tadi ya, sebenarnya tadi udah dijelasin juga, when it comes to expressing your opinion, it's important to point out your points, obviously, because when you have the time to express your opinions, to share your minds, um, people tend to actually look for a point. Okay, what is this person trying to say? Biasanya kayak gitu. Nah, jadinya di kalimat terakhir itu bisa di wrap up dengan kata-kata, okay, so what I'm trying to say is online learning is bla 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 gitu. Aku kasih contohnya online learning aja ya, karena itu biasanya jadi bahan diskusi orang-orang. Number two, in other words. Nah, kalau udah pakai kata-kata in other words itu dalam artian gini. Jadi nih kalau di rephrase pakai kata-kata lain gitu kalau di bahasa Indonesia. Jadi kalau misalkan di rephrase pakai kata-kata lain jadinya kayak gini nih gitu. Number three, the thing is. Nomor 3 sama nomor 4 itu adalah hal-hal yang sering diomongin pada saat conversation biasa. Misalnya kalau kita lagi gosip atau apa gitu kan. Misalnya kita lagi ngobrol-ngobrol sama teman-teman kita atau kita ngobrol sama orang-orang yang kita kenal gitu kan. Sorry, ini maksudnya the thing is ya, sorry itu ada S-nya. Salah. The thing is, here's the thing, apa, bla 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 gitu. Nah ini I got it from speakconfidentenglish.com. I will include the link later so that you can see it for yourself later after the class. Okay. How to disagree politely in English. Nah ini ada contohnya nih, ada formal or professional expression for disagreement. Number 2, over an alternative. Number 3, informal expressions of disagreement. Yang paling gampang itu kan informal expressions, because we're literally talking to our friends every day, right? Dan nggak mungkin kan kita baca gimana nih caranya kita ngomong, karena itu nanti ketika kita speaking di dunia nyata tuh kita bisa mendengar sendiri, kita bisa belajar dari mendengar dari teman-teman kita. Misalnya kita ngomong sesuatu kayak, misalnya teman kita ngomong, you must be joking gitu, dalam artian canda ya gitu kalau bahasa Indonesia. I totally disagree. You can't be serious. I don't think so. No way. Itu kan adalah hal-hal yang sering ya kita dengerin kalau misalkan di film juga. You can't be serious gitu. Kalau misalkan kita habis ngomong kan, misalkan, guess what? I just bought a Lamborghini misalkan. Terus teman kamu kayak, masa sih gitu. You cannot be serious. Terus I really don't think so. Oke, itu yang informal expression. Itu bisa belajar kalau teman-teman sering ngobrol pakai bahasa Inggris sama temannya, karena nanti teman-teman juga akan belajar kata-kata baru secara tidak sengaja dari orang lain. Oke, nah yang formal, professional ini biasanya harus lebih sopan, harus lebih tertata, harus lebih terstruktur. Contohnya, I respect your point, but from my perspective, bla 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 bla. Nah, biasanya kan tadi kan kita udah belajar tuh kalau misalnya kita lagi ngomong panjang, and then if we're going to summarize it, we're going to say, in other words, atau apa yang tadi udah aku tampilin di slide. Nah, misalkan setelah aku bilang kayak gitu, misalkan karena orang mau bilang dalam hatinya, aduh, aku nggak setuju nih gitu. Tapi ini lagi di formal discussion bilangnya, okay, Kak Sophie, thank you so much. I respect your point, but from my perspective, I think that but from my perspective, online learning is blah blah blah. Number 2, I'm not sure I agree with you on apa. Misalkan I'm not sure I agree with you on saving the earth. Misalkan kayak gitu ya, jahat banget. Tapi ya misalkan kayak gitu, misalkan ada orang yang tidak setuju dengan pendapat itu. Number 3, I'm sorry but I don't agree. Number 4, I don't see it that way. Nah ini juga sih, I don't see it that way ini biasanya juga ada kok orang-orang di daily life suka ngomong, do you get what I'm saying? Misalnya kayak gitu nih, misalnya aku cerita panjang banget, terus aku mengakhiri dengan kata, do you get what I'm saying, Naura? Terus si Naura, I don't see it that way actually. Dalam arti, enggak deh, menurut aku nggak kayak gitu. Nah, jadi ini show that you understand the other person's opinion. Jadi nggak cuma sekedar I disagree gitu, nggak kayak gitu. Jadi kita harus kasih tahu juga ke orang kalau okay, I actually understand your opinion, but listen gitu, misalnya kayak gitu lah intinya. Okay, apologize before introducing your disagreement. Karena ini jatuhnya jadi lebih polite kalau kita minta maaf dulu gitu, kayak okay, maaf sebelumnya. Pretend to be undecided or unsure about your position. Ini gimana ya? Lebih ke arah supaya kita tidak menimbulkan kamu ini banget ya mempertahankan opini kamu ya gitu. Jadi lebih ke arah okay, you're expressing your opinion, I'm expressing my opinion, gitu aja. Nah, ini yang offer an alternative. Nah, ini alternatifnya ini kayak instead I think we should or could, an alternative solution might be, my suggestion would be to apa, sama what do you think about blah 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 instead. Jadi kita tidak hanya disagree, karena biasanya ada orang yang ngomong you're disagreeing with me, okay, so what's your solution? Biasanya kayak gitu. Ini kalau udah yang panas gitu, biasanya kayak kalau kamu nggak setuju ya udah mana dong solusinya. Nah, bisa nih kita disagree, misalkan I respect your point, but instead I think we should or could. Oke, seperti kelas-kelas kita sebelumnya, kita pasti coba untuk do a discussion. Nah, ini siapa nih yang mau jadi kita di sini akan melakukan discussion. Ini kan ada sekitar berapa orang ya? Sekitar 15 lebih orang. Nah, kita akan melakukan discussion. Oke, Kak Naura mungkin ada yang mau ditambahin sebelum kita coba-coba discussion ini?
Ada. I think can I share my screen?
Oke.
Karena lupa ditambahin tadi. It was an impromptu thing. Okay.
Aku baru lihat Fania open cam. Halo Fania.
Thank you Fania udah open cam, lucu banget kamu.
Aku baru lihat. Tadi sharing screen.
Okay, wait. Okay. Let me share my screen. Can you see it? Can you see it, everyone?
Yes.
Okay, so tadi kan kita udah diajarin sama Kak Sophie about how to start or how to end or how to disagree or how to agree an argument, dan that's very, very crucial I think. Kita harus bisa memvariasikan kata-kata kita biar kita terlihat lebih okay, you know what you're saying. Kamu you understand what you're saying, because oh my god, the way she atau the way he atau cara kita menyampaikan dengan kata-kata in my opinion itu kan kayak yeah, that's your opinion. Tapi kalau misalnya kamu bilang generally people will think that blah blah blah, or seperti yang Kak Sophie tadi mau disagree bilang thank you for your opinion, thank you, but I don't see it in my perspective or something like that. That's really good. Kita menunjukkan okay, we know what we're doing, we understand what you're saying, but I have something in mind gitu. But we need to understand how to deliver a good argument itself. Kalaupun kata-kata kita udah wow lugas banget, kita memvariasikan kata-kata kita, how we pronounce it's really good, but if the argument itself is not very well put, atau cara kita menyampaikannya bukan pronunciation wise ya, just the tone or how we deliver it to other participants, itu bisa istilahnya meng-trigger permasalahan. So first, and I'm just gonna make it quick. So first and foremost, do your research on any argument, walaupun kalian misalnya cuma curhat biasa, tapi kan kalian mungkin you guys know some facts atau bahkan yang pernah kalian alamin sendiri and it turns out to be true. Put that in. Jangan cuman bilang kayaknya aku nggak setuju. Like I don't think I agree with you. And then they will wonder like, so if you don't agree with me, What do you have to say? What is your opinion? Why don't you agree with me? And if you don't do your research, or you just say, ya aku nggak setuju aja. People cannot accept your argument or your opinion karena kayak nggak ada basisnya. Walaupun itu personal ya, nggak ada basisnya. So do your research, or take from your experience or from things you know. Secondly, talk clearly and efficiently. Ini biasanya, kalau efficiently biasanya itu in formal argument or discussion, karena kan biasanya dikasih waktu ya, ada time constraints-nya. And if you don't talk clearly and efficiently, people will, mistook your intentions. Karena ambigu gitu. Kadang beberapa argumen itu ambigu. Dan beberapa orang juga mungkin mereka bukan salah dengar, mereka merasa kayak, are you trying to say I'm wrong? Are you trying to say that I am incapable of giving my opinion? Are you trying to take me down? Apakah kamu mencoba untuk merendahkan saya? Kan enggak, padahal kita cuma mengasih opini kita seperti ini. So if you don't talk clearly, dan ada time constraint, but efficiently, itu kamu bisa menyampaikan semua opini kamu, argumen kamu. Karena kalau misalnya takutnya kalau kepotong, itu malah jadinya ambigu. So, talk kayak yang tadi diajarin Kak Sophie, efficiently. Misalnya kayak, in other words, I would like to say that blah 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 blah. Berarti kan, okay, I got your point. Okay, jadi yang aku pikirkan itu salah ternyata. Maksud kamu tuh seperti ini. So like that, you talk clearly. Okay, this is what I'm going to say, and that's it. Gitu. Efficient, itu kata-katanya tuh efficient dan clearly gitu. Mohon maaf, saya tidak setuju karena bla bla bla, atau saya sangat setuju tapi saya ingin menambahkan bla bla bla. And then thirdly, no offensive words or statements. Seperti yang tadi Kak Sophie juga udah tunjukin. Discussion is a place to share, not to take down others. It doesn't have to be berhubungan dengan sara, itu culture, physical appearance. No, it doesn't have to do. It doesn't have to always do associated with that. Offensive words itu banyak, dan dari nada kamu aja, walaupun apa yang kamu sampaikan it's not offensive, not something like I don't think you're smart enough. No, even though you didn't say it like that, tapi kalau nada kamu tidak mengenakan, people will take it as offensively, So yeah, yes, your tone is very important, but also in your argument itself, there must be no offensive words or statements. Kalaupun misalnya ada satu kata yang cukup ofensif, tapi kamu juga harus jelasin, misalnya, they're not smart enough, and then you quote on that, what it means is they lack information, blah, blah, blah. You're not saying they're stupid, you're just saying, mereka kurang informasi, makanya mendelivernya salah. So, if you really must put a word that is a bit offensive, always explain it. Always explain it. Or people will think, you're not arguing, you're not giving opinion, you're just judging me, or you're judging someone else. Itu nggak bisa diterima, apalagi kalau lagi formal. Oh, you will lose points. So, remember, no offensive words, walaupun kalian udah, apaan sih nih orang, opininya kok gini. Just don't use any offensive words. Use the words yang tadi udah diajarin sama Kak Sophie. And then last but not least, I think it's quite important, or might be the most important thing. Stay on your ground, but listen. It's so easy for people to influence you. Bahkan waktu lagi diskusi. Misalnya, kamu udah menyampaikan, blah, 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 blah. And then, mereka counter attack bisa. Thank you for your opinion, but I don't see it in my perspective. And then they said, blah, 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 blah. And then kamu mikir, oh my God, he or she is right. Was I wrong? Oh my God, her argument is very solid gitu. Don't do that. Believe in your argument, have principles gitu. Ada alasan kenapa kamu memilih untuk mengatakan opini kamu. Ada alasan mengapa kamu mengatakan apa yang kamu katakan. Stay in your ground. Stay in your ground. But also, don't be a stonehead. Misalnya, dia memberikan opini. And then you're like, oh my God, she's wrong. Oh my God, that's not true. Where's the facts? Don't do that. You listen to them. oh, okay, she thinks I'm wrong or she disagrees. That's okay, but I still think my opinion is my opinion. Jadi kayak gitu. Stay in your ground, stick to your opinion and to your arguments, but listen to others. Be an open-minded. Walaupun kamu tidak setuju, kamu tetap mendengarkan, kamu tetap mengambil gitu, take into account. Oh, okay, she think this way. Okay, but I still think that my opinion is valid. But don't force it into someone else. Okay. No, 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 no. What you're saying is wrong. It's not true. My opinion is the right one. Don't do that. Walaupun kamu makai bahasa sehalus apapun, kalau niat kamu hanya untuk enggak, kamu tuh salah, aku bener. Don't do that. That's not an argument. That's just taking down others. Balik lagi ke poin ketiga. So I think that's all. Thank you Kak Sophie for the time karena ini benar-benar impromptu. And back
Okay.
to the discussion.
Langsung ke yang itu aja, share yang discussion tadi. Siapa tahu ada yang mau discuss about it.
Okay. Oh my god, I'm sweating.
Maybe somebody
would like to do a discussion.
Coba Kak Naura, which one do you prefer, offline or online learning?
Upon my experience, I prefer offline learning. Tuh, aku udah pakai yang diajarin Kak Sophie tadi kan. In my experience atau upon my experience, I prefer online learning. Terus aku kasih tahu kenapa aku prefer offline learning. And I said, due to the fact that, itu artinya dikarenakan faktanya blah blah blah, due to the fact that it's more efficient and there is a stronger bond between me and the teacher, and the atmosphere just makes me want to study more. Because,
okay.
Kalau Kak Sophie gimana? Which one do you prefer, Kak Sophie?
Actually, I don't see it that way though. I like online learning better because with online learning, I can do a lot more than just learning. I can cook. I can do so much more than just learning. So I can do all those things from my home. So I can save up some time and energy. Okay. Gak apa-apa, itu kan artinya kita ada discussion. Okay, Kak Marsha.
Go ahead, Kak Marsha.
Do you have any opinion about online learning?
Oh my god. Lagi buruk banget. Langsung ini gimana? Langsung opinion maksudnya apa ada yang nanti ditanyain sama kalian?
Boleh. Mau langsung menurut Kak Marsha gimana nih online learning? Terus which one do you prefer more?
Okay. I think about online learning is not really efficient because there is something problem with connection, and then I think the lecture explained about the material is not clearly enough because yeah, that's I said before, there is a lot of connection, and then maybe about to do that is it is what is that short time, so that can I tell you about my experience?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so when my lecturer give me the task, and the two time is very easy because it is still short for me, and then so I submit my task late, and then my lecturer delayed my task in the Facebook, but lucky I got a B on my subject, something like that. I think I prefer offline because it's very efficient, and how we tell about our opinion and maybe ask about the material. It more fast because the lecturer can direct answer my ask. I mean my question. So that, and then in the best learning method for online class, I think the lecturer should uh, make uh, make the what is that? Um, make make it to that because we need time to work it and how to submit it, and then um, I think the lecturer should hear listen about our opinion why
Mm.
submitted the task late, something like that. And then advantage and disadvantage. So the advantage, so we know how to use technology well, and then disadvantage something like I said before, we can't um, lost contact with the lecturer because there is something a lot a lot trouble from the connection about our connection, and more in the region of isolation. There is yeah, something like I said before, because uh, not students live in the city, right? Most
Yeah,
of them live in the village, right? So
yeah.
yes, sorry, just my opinion. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
in advance. Feedback,
So,
teacher.
okay, so your point is, with on offline learning, you got a better grasp on the subject, and you got the time to understand a lot more, on whatever you're learning currently, right?
Right.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Kak Marsha, for your opinion. I do really appreciate it, though, although I have a different opinion. Let's hear from Kak Fania. Okay, maybe Kak Fania has a different opinion.
Um, in my experience, I prefer about online learning because for this situation, about, I prefer with online learning. But I'll be more agree if the system applicable and fair to all of the students and all of the schools in Indonesia. But the fact it is not right. Yeah, we don't get same internet connection, and there is many trouble. But oh yeah, and for me, the best learning method for online class is maybe like more interactive between teachers and students, because like uh usually in school we always uh taught by teachers, right? And
Okay, interact, interact.
yeah, and the pandemic come to suddenly, and
Okay,
we don't ready to like teachers, and we as students not ready to adapt with this new
situation.
situation. But yeah, through our online learning we can, of course we can prevent the COVID-19 outbreak, and we can have more family time with our family, and more realize more about our around the situation.
Okay,
I think so at the end I think it's uh effective, it's ineffective enough for this situation, because
okay.
our menteri ever said that we only have two choice, uh, we study but it's not so effective, or
we not study at all.
Okay.
And Karim Makarim choose to we study, but it's okay if we don't study effectively.
Okay.
Okay.
So your point is that it actually depends on the situation, right? If the situation is all right, I guess you prefer offline learning than online learning, right?
Maybe because in my background, my teachers only like give the text through our WhatsApp group and
Mm.
didn't give any interactive like other school doing the Zoom meeting, Google Meet. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe it's because of that.
Um, okay, so the downside of online learning, from your perspective, is actually the learning method.
For this situation, I think it's the best for us.
Okay, but if you get to choose online learning for the rest of your life or offline learning for the rest of your life,
Mm, it is hard.
That's really, wow.
it's
Okay.
hard.
That's really hard.
Yeah. Um, I think I prefer offline learning.
Okay, so still offline learning. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't want to like waste my parents' money.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my god. Okay.
Waste
Okay.
your parents' money on buying phone credit. Okay.
Because in when I realized that in if we doing online learning in my case, yeah, uh, the teachers force us to do the task without understanding the material, without understanding the subject. So we just get the score, not the subjects at all.
Oh, okay. So you want to be able to actually understand what you're learning about rather than just getting a score but not learning anything. Okay.
That's all.
You're
That's it.
you're quite a learner though.
Thank you.
Okay. Um Actually I agree with Fania because online learning is actually the most effective for this current situation, I think. It's not a really wise choice if with this current situation with this COVID around and you're still, you really want to go to school because of offline learning or whatever. Yeah, I think it's the best one so far, the best method so far. Okay, maybe
Another one, maybe?
yeah, another one wants to speak their minds, or maybe Kak Marsha atau Kak Fania, you want to
Add.
speak your mind again. It's
Yeah, that's completely fine.
atau siapa nih? Karisa, Kak Pipit, siapa lagi? Kak Silvi,
Oh God.
Maul,
Silakan mau.
izin semua dong ini. Kak Laura, Evia, Kak Anastasia, atau Kak Nur Iboninan.
A word from me, if I may. I'm actually very excited, you could say, for this topic because I am I'm quite passionate about discussion. Jadi kayak, I'm really really excited to hear all of you guys' opinion. Doesn't matter if it's if you pronounce it wrong or the grammar is a bit off. No, it doesn't matter. The fact that you guys give your opinion, that's really amazing.
That's all that matters, actually.
That's all that matters, really. So happy. That's what-
For online learning, there will be pros and cons. Come on, guys. Ini Kak Marsha tadi, she said she prefer offline learning, and then Kak Fania said, I think that online learning is actually the best method in this current situation. Maybe anyone try?
Or even, if you want to
Share experience.
discuss with us, yeah. Like you, not only you share your opinion, experience, you want our, view of this, that's completely fine too. Or you just want to share, that's okay too.
Okay, then, if you want to share your opinion, Laura.
No, I did. Well, no.
Oh, okay.
It's just
Anything
I
more?
really like Fanya's view. She's very neutral. Cuman tadi kan I was only giving an example, so I didn't think too much about it. But her view was very neutral, and it's like she's saying, "No, I prefer offline, but this is the best way for now," which is very neutral. You don't take down the, you're not hating or disagreeing on online learning, but you're not also favoring like, no, no, offline learning is better. No, you're not saying that. You just say, I prefer this one, but this is the best for now, which is very, very nice. Like, that's a very solid argument for me.
But actually, Kamarsha has
Yes, her
has a point to straighten out because about the due date though.
yes,
I
her
felt that too.
that's very relatable actually for students.
Okay, am I the only one who actually think that because of this online learning, we literally have school for like 24 hours,
24
and like
hours.
due date becomes jam 12 malam gitu.
Yeah, that's really,
And
oh
it's
my God. Her points were very relatable and very diverse too. You know, dia mengkaji yang anak-anak di desa gimana dan lain-lain. And I was like, yes, that is very nice. Karena sebagai murid saya juga merasakan. Oh my God. Oke, ini kenapa jadi curhat? Lanjut. Anyone
Iya,
else?
ayo dong teman-teman. Kita baru punya 2 opini. Kalau ada yang mau coba, siapa tahu ada yang punya dua.
Can I add some
Okay.
addition to my opinion?
Sure, of course.
Why you asked about why I prefer offline learning for the rest of my life, because like sometimes when we study at school, we don't think that it is useful about our future, because like in our because we if because when we enter our colleges, we we divide it to our major, and then I think I prefer offline learning for the rest of my life, because like I can make the relation with others and make meet new friends, meet many friends.
Okay.
Oh, thank you,
Okay,
Kak.
so you need time to actually decide, right? Online learning or offline learning for the rest of your life.
Which is very hard.
Okay, it's actually pretty wise though. Even though in a discussion, if you want to speak your minds and you don't have the answer yet, you may take time to actually rethink about your opinion before telling the audience about what you think. Okay, Kak Sylvie wants to try. Yay, another opinion. Let's hear her.
Go ahead, Kak Sylvie.
Let's listen to Kak.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm on the same page with Kak Fania,
Okay.
because I think for this situation, the only things that we can do is going to online learning. But the system is really bad. But for me, and in the daily KBM, what is KBM? On the daily days, it is going well. The teacher gave us the example and the journal and everything. But when it comes to the examination weeks, it really worse. Like, we don't get sleep enough. Like, for a day, we only sleep for 2 hours, or even we don't have a sleep because we have to do our examination because the deadline is really close, and it really make our sleeping schedule mess up.
Okay.
Right.
Do you have anything else to say, Kak Sylvie? So you prefer which one? Online learning?
For this situation, I prefer online learning.
Okay. But in a normal condition, which one would you choose?
Of course, offline.
Okay.
because we can interact with our friends and we can
Yeah,
meet a lot of people.
Okay.
So when even we stress with our homework, we can still meet our friends and the stress just let go, right?
Okay.
But
So you
when it comes to online learning, it just me and myself in my room. There's nothing. There's no one.
That's yes.
Okay, but the positive side though, you have a lot of time for yourself. Jadi banyak me time.
Yes, benar.
Terlalu banyak mungkin.
Yeah.
No,
Too
but
much me time. Yes, too much me time.
too much me time.
Oh, okay. So have you met any of your friends after this new normal thing?
Not yet. We are meet.
You're only staying at
We
home.
are meet when we are meet at Google Meet and video call,
Okay.
not in person.
Okay. So you didn't plan any meeting so far, so you're just staying at home. I understand why you're bored though.
Yes, I'm so bored.
This is a curhat session. Yay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you too.
Wow.
Speak facts.
After we hear her out, wow, so many different opinions.
I know, and I love how even though you're agreeing with Kafania, you still give your personal thought of it, and the reasons why you choose to believe to agree with her. Sometimes people just I agree with you, but they don't give their personal opinion and reasons why they agree, which is very very nice. Always give your personal opinion, so you wouldn't be labeled as a copycat or the goody two shoes. Goody two shoes. Okay, wait, hold on. Sorry. Sorry.
Kak Sylvie, may I ask you something? What is your topic in the pretest? The discussion topic?
My group topic.
Yes.
We are talking about Indonesian music on YouTube.
Oh, nice. I haven't heard any of your links. I'm sorry. I will check it out later. What about Kafania? What are you talking about? What were you talking about?
Kak Evia, Karisa, and I talking about this online learning too.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. I'll listen to yours too later. What about Kak Marsha? Kak Marsha talking about apa? Talking about
About the education in Indonesia.
education. Okay, wow. There will be so many topics that we'll receive, Naura. Okay.
More topics, the better, I think. It's like an eye opener for us too, so we really appreciate it.
Okay. Do you have anything else to say? Maybe.
I don't think so. I just really, 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 really want to say thank you and appreciate all of you guys' opinions. I learned quite a lot today. I personally learned, a lot of perspective, even though, one person can give like many perspective in the same topic, which is very amazing, I think, because I love to learn opinions and perspective of anyone. So I learned a lot. Not only you guys learn, but I learned a lot. And it was, you could say, very eye-opening, because sometimes I forgot, ways to say I disagree or ways to say I agree. And I get to refresh my memory with this. And I really want to thank you again for everyone that has delivered their opinions, because it's not easy, and we're not native, we're not that good on expressing our opinion, especially in other language, just English.
But we keep trying, so we can do it better and better each day, guys.
Thank you. So thank you so much. Mungkin Kak Sophie?
I don't have anything else to say though, but I cannot wait to hear from you guys,
Yes.
from the links that you sent me. I will check it out later, and I cannot wait to discuss. I cannot wait to hear your discussion.
Yes. We're actually very thankful too, because the system is a bit.
It's a bit hard. I
Yes,
know.
that's why we're like, oh my
Don't
god.
judge us, okay? We actually felt the same way. It's
Yeah.
it's pretty complicated, but we have to do it since we have to do the pre-test and post-test. So
Yes. Like we have to brainstorm to, like, all right, how do we do this?
I
How are
know.
we supposed to do it? We're like, oh, okay, let's brainstorm a little bit, and then you guys, you did it. You did it, which I'm very happy, because the system is a bit complicated, and maybe you guys are choosing the topic is a bit hard too, because there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of issues, there's a lot of topics you can choose, which is kind of hard sometimes. So thank you.
Yeah.
Can I
And
say something
what?
about our podcast?
Oh yes, of course.
Mm, is it okay if we don't turn on the camera on the Google Meet or Zoom?
That's actually okay, but I mean, as long as your name is clear. Sometimes kadang kan namanya mungkin agak beda, atau mungkin nama singkatan. So as long as the name is clear, so we know which one is talking, which one is blah blah blah, like that.
We're encouraging you to actually open the camera, but if you can't, that's okay.
Okay.
Don't waste
So
your quota.
remember, must must tell about their opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Oke, ada yang mau tanya lagi mungkin, atau ada yang ini?
Kak,
Yes.
Kak, I want to ask you, is it okay if like we discuss and then like kita saut-sautin gitu kayak, oh iya, aku juga setuju, itu tuh termasuk interupsi gitu nggak sih Kak sebenarnya?
Tapi kamu motong nggak? Maksudnya dia lagi ngomong di tengah-tengah, terus kamu kayak, iya setuju. Kalau iya, itu memotong. Maksudnya itu bisa dibilang interupsi. Cuman kalau misalnya after they finish delivering their argument and you're like, oh my, I agree, we're on the same page, that's completely fine. That's completely
Okay.
I'm recommending you to not do that in Google Meet because the voice will crash. And I cannot hear you, and it's going to be pointless. So please don't do that because the voice will crash and I won't hear anything. Okay.
Thank you Kak.
Yeah, thank you Kak Fania, Kak Marsha, Kak Sylvie. You tried to do a mini discussion with us. Thank you so much for everyone here attending our class.
By the way, from our discussion, we use the language in informal or formal, ya?
You know what? Actually, yeah, in my opinion, it's up to you.
Yeah,
you can say if you want to make a formal discussion, then make one. And then after that, when you send the link to my WhatsApp or Naura's, inform us if you Kak, we're having this formal discussion gitu. Atau Kak, we're having informal discussion just for us to know, just let us know.
Okay.
Or if you want to play it safe, semi-formal maybe. Jadi setengah formal, setengah enggak. Tapi obviously up to you guys.
Okay.
Anything else?
Yeah, Kak Marsha. Do you want to ask anything
Thank you.
else? Okay then, Naura, udah mau maghrib, so
Oh, yeah.
we're going to wrap this up.
Everyone, hope you guys learn a lot. I learned a lot. Good luck on your post tests. We're excited for it.
The next class will be our last class, right,
Yeah.
Naura?
Yeah. Oh God. Now that I remembered it, yes. The next class or the 5th class will be our
Will
last.
be our last class.
It was such wow.
So make sure you attend the last class. Okay. Maybe we're going to announce the top 3. Maybe just
Yes.
I don't know.
Surprise. But okay, thank you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for your contribution today, and bye. You may leave. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye, Kak Fania, Kak Sylvie, Kak Marsha, thank you. And others, Kak Pipi, thank you so much. Kevia, Kak Laura, thank you.
Thank you, Kak Su.
Kak Nurul Boni, thank you. Kak Maul, thank you so much.
Everyone. So